Konnichiwa Minna. Hello everybody. Welcome to Chapter 4 of Issue 2 of the Exodus magazine. So let's go. Alright, Chapter 4. Shouts of joy and revigorating battle cries echoed through the forest at the sight of Tree Forge's leader approaching. The body feast near the garland tree folk backed away to make an opening, praying that he brought them some kind of relief. If Oliver knew his opponent, as he now thought he did, then he'd have more time to act. As the last wave of allied tree folk and mush folk sank into the soil or returned to stardust, instinctively he knew the monster saw him. In the blink of an eye, Oliver conjured up a massive thorn from the ground and pierced his enemy. The tree folk briefly looked down, already prying itself free from the literal thorn in its side. But that was all the time he needed. Oliver Rose was upon it, grabbing the creature's throat with his halberd, not to choke it, but to tilt its head so that it could face it eye to eye. That's when it struck him. More so than the subtle signs he'd seen before he went unconscious. The haunting presence behind those glowing blue eyes. The presence of someone with no regard for human life. The presence of someone Oliver once knew. The presence of someone who died. "Carcerary," Oliver said in a loud whisper. The rose blooming from Ollie's neck grew larger and sent a fresh surge of power through him. Something that only happened while he was near a piece of the twisted tree. Oliver was fast, but the tree folk was somehow faster. In a blinding explosion of energy of blue light. Sorry guys. Oliver was sent soaring backward into the crowd. People felt like bowling pins, and they caught Oliver and helped him to his feet. "You're badly burned. Someone get a medic. Ollie, don't you go back out there. You don't have to fight it alone." "Guys," said Oliver groggily. Most of his body had gone numb. The tree folk was thrashing wildly, once again heading for him while leaking energy from its exposed heart. "That's no creature," said. "That's Carcerary Vale." And someone led him to Eventide. With that, Oliver drew a card that erupted the fury of greenish-white light that sent everybody back tens of feet. Even the tree folk called Carcerary squinted at the summon. "Vanquish," shouted Oliver Rose. "Impale this monster." A newly summoned tree folk-sized creature reached down and plunged its glowing clock spear directly through Carcerary. A warm orange light rained down from its gaping face as Carcerary gazed up at his new obstacle. A range of onlookers gasped in awe at the friendly tree folk they've never seen before. Amazing that their leader had been hiding something so extravagant until a time like this. "Luminescent chance," muttered Ollie. If time was what he needed, he would create more of it. Vanquish's spear turned once inside Carcerary's chest, and time slowed, but only slightly. Carcerary looked down and grabbed a hold of the spear in an attempt to winch itself free, his leaking energy already burning holes through it. But then Oliver did something no one expected. He drifted above Carcerary. The blue ribbons from his robe suddenly unfastened and weaved through the air around him. The glowing yellow symbols from his ribbons swirled madly around Carcerary, blinding him in a way that even caused his madly beating heart to slow. Vanquish turned its spear once more, bringing Carcerary to his knees. Oliver mumbled something, and the symbols leaped off the ribbons entirely. Blinding the forest is another furious flash of light, followed by a loud crack. As the air cleared, the forest's inhabitants erupted with deafening cheers as the Treeforge's leader stood with a card in his hand, and the enemy Carcerary was nowhere to be seen. An army of drifters rushed towards to congratulate and lift up their leader, even as Vanquished slowly vanished and showered the city with glittering stardust. Oliver! 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 Shouted the Treeforge Guild in unison, parading around their young leader. Oliver fought the feeling of wanting to pass out, the shouts of his supporters growing, strangely dim in his mind. He turned the card over in his hand. Its eerie blue light reflects on his face as he reads the card's name. Carcerary, the Chemical Oddity. So yeah, guys, very short chapter for this one, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. So yeah, Oliver won, and he also got burned, which is crazy. So this is the crazy thing about Oliver. He just got slammed to the ground in the last chapter, and then he got burned in this chapter, and he still was able to summon Vanish and, stab a clock spear into Carcerary's heart and, and destroy him. And, he gets a lot of support from his guild and stuff. So that's really cool. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoy chapter 4, as short as it was, but still a good chapter. So please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about chapter 4 below. And I will see y'all in chapter 5 when we talk about Shardfolk. Matane!